Welcome to Natural Powers. My name is Adrienne, and nothing could be more embarrassing than the before picture on that thumbnail you just clicked on. So, now I'm going to share my amazing experience going vegan with you guys. I tried 3 different kinds of vegan, so I'm going to sum those up for you and then tell you some of the amazing results that I had, as well as some of the benefits that I saw long term. So, I first spent 6 months vegetarian and then went vegan overnight. I did not feel much of a difference from eating regular to going vegetarian, really. Not much at all. I really just did that for empathetic reasons. Like, I guess I was kind of like, at 30 years old, I thought, gee, I like animals, maybe I shouldn't eat them. And so that's why that happened. And people go vegan for a lot of different reasons. There is a lot of different kinds of benefits. The list goes on and on. So I did it for ecological reasons. I have young kids, and thinking about their future, I decided to do a lot of research and find out the easiest thing that I could do to improve our environmental impact with the least amount of effort. So that's when I decided to go vegan. So I tried raw vegan for a month and I felt better within a week. I had been really tired, to be honest, I felt old. Even though I was 30, I felt old, and within a week I felt better, and within 2 weeks I felt younger, and after a month I felt so good that I wanted to share this experience with my family. And so I just went regular vegan so I could just cook all kinds of stuff for us. I've always loved cooking. I've cooked from a very young age, and I thought I can make anything. Like, we've only really gave up like 5-6 ingredients. Like, I can do this. And so that's what we did. And it went really, really well. So on to the amazing results. After 90 days, I had lifelong seasonal allergies disappear, along with lifelong cat allergies. And if you've known anyone with seasonal allergies or had them yourself, that is a big deal. It is one of the allergies that is unavoidable and bothers you nearly 24/7, other than like winter. It's awful. It's awful. It's so nice to be able to enjoy spring and to be able to sleep with my mouth closed and breathe through my nose. It's been at least a decade since that's been possible. So, oh my gosh, that was when I was ready to throw like a party. And we'll go over some of the research in my next video. I also got rid of a small amount of eczema. I really just had like a little patch of eczema on my leg that I really wouldn't have noticed if I didn't have to shave over it, and it was really painful to shave over. But it is gone. And I also got rid of some carpal tunnel. I had several spots of carpal tunnel. So I had carpal tunnel from jewelry making, like pinching seed beads, and as soon as I pick one up, these knuckles would like scream in pain. And I still make jewelry now because it's gone. And then I also had some carpal tunnel kind of down these fingers and into my wrists from doing macrame. So as soon as I pulled a few square knots, they would just scream, and I got rid of that as well. And now I make big, beautiful macrame plant hangers, and I love it. So I also got rid of anxiety attacks. Are those not the most awful thing? I never had anxiety attacks until I was 30. I started having an entire day full of anxiety attacks, and then 6 months later, then I would have another day full, and then 4 months later I would have another one, and then 2 months later another one. So I got down to 2 days full of anxiety attacks in the same month, and then that was the time that I had decided to go vegan, and I was like, well, hopefully this helps. So, and it did. They got further apart. Now I don't have any at all, unless I eat some animal products on accident. So Did these amazing results happen because I went vegan? I believe so. Every time that I ate animal products on accident, I had most, if not all, of these symptoms come back. I guess not the carpal tunnel, not the eczema, but I had the allergies come back and the anxiety attacks come back. I think if I had to continue eating animal products, the other two would manifest themselves as well. So, the few times that I ate animal products on accident, I would have an anxiety attack usually by the next day or two, or have a whole day full of anxiety attacks. Like I said, they didn't really seem to be stress related. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of a pattern of anxiety attacks like this, but anyways. I would also have my allergies back. So early on, if I ate animal products on accident, then I would have allergies for like 2 to 3 months afterwards. And now that I've been vegan for 18 months, if I eat some animal products on accident, I only have my allergies back for maybe a week. So it's really a microbiome thing where my immune system's gotten so strong and so happy, like I've reached homeostasis, that now it defends itself really well, and eating something on accident is not as big of a deal. So a lot of people go vegan for other reasons and they don't have these kinds of health issues. They can eat something on accident or take a break for a meal and have some animal products, and it's really not going to bother them. But if you're doing it for allergies, beware. If you eat something on accident after you get rid of these, they are going to come back. But the further you go, the less it will bother you. So I also had some really cool benefits afterwards. There are humongous ecological benefits to eating this way, and they come all the way down to like kind of the food chain, and we'll cover that in the research. But I reduced my carbon footprint by 75%, which is equal to a cubic ton of carbon per year. I also use tons less water, and there's less waste. I mean, plants don't really create any waste, so that's all good. And there's a ton less food involved because I don't have to feed my plants food before I eat them. So there's tons more food to go around. You're welcome. No, joking. I also grew in a lot of new hair. My hair grew longer than it has ever been in my entire life, but I also had like new baby hair grow in and had to buy some hairspray, yo. So I'll show you guys some of this, and I thought this was really interesting because, like I said, I was 30 when I started, and look at that. This is all brand new hair, okay? I don't have bangs, and if I did, they'd probably be thicker than this, especially at my temples. So I thought this was really interesting because I see a lot of commercials that's like, are you a woman in your 40s? Are you losing your hair? And I am gaining right now. Like in the morning, this is all like, whoop. It's just sticking straight up all over the place. Let's try and put that back now. Okay. So I gained a lot more hair, and I have never seen my hair do this. I have rather fine, thin hair. I've never seen it do this except for when I was pregnant and taking prenatal vitamins. Obviously, you have a lot of hormones going on. That's the only time I've ever had new hair grow in. And so after going vegan, I had a lot of new hair grow in. And now that I've been vegan for about 18 months, I've also noticed that my hearing and sight have become more sensitive, which is kind of against the proverbial grain, I would say. So usually between 30s to 40s, you hear how, your hearing gets less sensitive, and you're going to start not hearing those really high-pitched tones, or your sight even gets worse, where I notice mine is getting more sensitive. So I think eating this way has really cleared out a lot of cholesterol from a lot of different places. I think that could be like a hair follicle one, could be where my hair is growing in, and then my eyes, my hearing have gotten a lot more sensitive. So bright lights are a lot more bothersome, and high-pitched sounds are much more bothersome. I can hear them so far away, and they're very, very annoying. And then I did not notice that until I got into this. And I also, oh my gosh, I can smell everything. I can smell stuff across the house. And that's a new thing. Oh my gosh, I can smell stuff very, very far away. And having had seasonal allergies, I couldn't smell anything, even if you stuck it under my nose. So this is a new experience. It's very interesting. I guess it's kind of helpful in some cases, but I can smell everything now. And my husband concurs. He's been eating with me almost exclusively, I'd say like 90% for the last 6 months. And he said his hearing and sight is getting more sensitive, and he's starting to be able to smell stuff further away. And what else? We have a lot more energy and libido going on. I think the carbs and fruits and vegetables, since they're all water-based, they're much more efficient fuel for us since we're water-based. You can't really dissolve fats or oils with water. You really need an acid to do so. So we're going to get into a little more science in just a minute. What else? Oh, I guess from my research that body odor's number one cause is animal products. And I have noticed a significant reduction in any type of body odor you can think of. As I mentioned, the thumbnail was the most embarrassing thing there could be, so to be honest, your poop doesn't stink as much, hardly ever at all as much, because you have efficient fuel and there's none of the food that you're eating is not putrefying in your system, and that's what that smell is. That's really nature telling you that something's wrong. So that is a lot nicer. And we'll do a research video next, and I'll share some specifics with you guys. If you guys have questions or comments, leave them below, and any future video requests. A lot of the trends in health right now is that things like allergies are occurring more than ever before. Our life expectancy is getting shorter than ever before. My generation is not expected to outlive their parents, and my parents themselves have already had a heart attack. So this lifestyle is more than just a fad. It is beautiful for the planet, for ourselves, and don't forget to talk to a doctor or nutritionist if you have any health problems. Before you try this, if you need help, reach out. I like to say questions are free. Ask as many questions as you can, and if you run into any problems, ask for help. This is just been amazingly beneficial. I thought I would live my entire life with seasonal allergies, and now I can really enjoy spring and I can breathe, and I think that has been the greatest gift of all from trying this. I couldn't have asked for anything better. So thank you for letting me share this with you.